Bitcoin is capital. Bitcoin is not currency. Gold has been used as capital. It's not currency anymore. The very simple thing that the U.S. ought to do is they ought to sell the gold and buy Bitcoin with it and buy 20% of the Bitcoin network. It's very simple. Just swap the gold for Bitcoin. If anybody actually swaps out their treasury bills for Bitcoin, then the U.S. is going to own it all. It's kind of like just getting Alaska or the Louisiana Purchase for free. They could pretty much have 20% of the network for free overnight just with a swap. They could even print the money. They could buy it for next to nothing. The only alternative to the treasury bill for anybody is Bitcoin. And so just do that, and Bitcoin becomes the world reserve capital network, and the U.S. will own both sides of the equation. They'll own the currency and the capital.
Michael Saylor is telling you why Bitcoin's capital is not just a store of value. So the United States doing this conversion, what he's talking about, could own 20% of the network. Is that over 4 million Bitcoins? 21 million, 2 times 21 is 42, so 4.2 million Bitcoin. Is that the end goal? And Michael's putting his money where his mouth is. He just posted this, thinking about the next green dot on saylor.com for the 10th week in a row. Michael Saylor posts the Saylor Bitcoin tracker. MicroStrategy always buys more Bitcoin the next day. So another buy coming from MicroStrategy. We'll talk about all this in this video, so make sure you watch to the end. And with that, what's happening, Crypto Crew? Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video.
Hey guys, sorry for the quick interruption, but if you're interested in trading MicroStrategy options, any other stock out there, Bitcoin, Solana, or any other crypto out there, you can now do that on MooMoo. And if you sign up with our affiliate link, which we pin in the comment section, also in the description below, when you sign up and deposit any amount, you're going to receive up to 20 free stocks. And each one of these stocks could be valued at up to $2,000. So make sure to sign up with MooMoo. Go get that free money. Now let's go ahead and get back to the video.
And to piggyback on that, if you want some free stocks, get your free stuff here, up to 2,000 each. Right here's our link in the comments in the description below, so make sure you don't miss out. And then checking out the Bitcoin price at the current time of this recording, we're coming in at 94.5K. And if we zoom in, what do we see? What do we anticipate? Well, Bitcoin seems to be just in this somewhat flag or pennant structure right here. The level we want to hold is the $91,000, $92,000 level. If we zoom in a little bit closer, what do we see? We can see that, if we come below these wicks and actually have a candle body close below this, that means we're going to come down probably a bit further. Now, this seems that we are building some level of support in the areas to respect. 93.5 as far as candle body closes go, wicks go, 92,000, which we got to pay attention to. 94.6. Also, we see there's been a consolidation, then a run-up with a small consolidation, a big consolidation with a run-up with a small consolidation. So if history's any indication, we could see this blast off to new all-time highs sooner rather than later. And then as you see, we are still early regardless of what you think. If you think you're late at 95K, look at Bitcoin's only $1.7 trillion valuation. Look at gold, look at equities, look at art, money, bonds, real estate. If Bitcoin gobbles up even a small percentage of this, this is going to be a massive gain on the Bitcoin price and also the overall valuation for Bitcoin. And right here, alt season's getting ready to blast off. We're just near previous all-time highs, trying to blast through this, and 2025 could get very fun for alts. So this is something that you need to pay attention to, guys, because right here, 2021, this is when the alt season went parabolic and the fun started. We are on the cusp of this happening again. As far as Bitcoin goes, if we do see lower price action, once again, the level to pay attention to is right around that $91,000 to $92,000 range. If we fall through it, we go to 86.5. That's the next level of support. But right now, if we hold where we're at, we could just consolidate some more before blasting up. But regardless of what you think, the world is starting to wake up to Bitcoin. Check out this clip.
Well, it's delivered on one important thing. It is a store of value, not too different than gold, right? So it's up 30,000% in the last 10 years. There's very few other assets on the planet have done that. Maybe NVIDIA, they're the ones that make the high-end GPUs that power generative AI. So when I think about what's going on here, it's a $2 trillion market cap. It's not going away. And if you think about why it's gone up of late, is because of the promise of deregulation, the leaning in. And I'll just say this, if you think MAGA movement is a strong political movement, just wait until you see these Bitcoiners. This is like one of the strongest financial religious movements that I've ever seen as long as I've been in the business for nearly 30 years. So it's here to stay, and maybe some new regulation will kind of help. And the last thing I'll just say, Zeke, when you think about this, I know you did a lot of work on this. Some of the smartest people that I know in finance and in tech believe in this. And they believe in the technology that's underlying it.
Okay,
it doesn't mean that the government.
True. Okay, that's my point. Two things can be true.
Yeah.
There could be real value in it. There could be a real business there. But that doesn't mean that there needs to be a government program transferring $100 billion to it.
And when we talk about smart people being into Bitcoin, is it because they think Bitcoin is like the technology that's going to power the future? Or is it because they're smart enough to realize there are a lot of people who are going to get on the train, feel the FOMO, and buy in? I mean, if you were able to predict that, more power to you. But I don't think the government should be in that business.
Well, I mean, there's no different than people investing in stocks or other illiquid assets. There really isn't. I mean, if people believe...
Hold on a minute. Beneath that stock are companies that sell products that you can... Okay, ready? Let's give you the Hawk to a Girl example, okay? Yeah. A drunk girl outside a bar who becomes famous for a lewd comment, more power to her, okay? She then launches a coin, is dishonest publicly about action around that coin, the value sinks, and now all these Bitcoin investors want this money.
Okay, we have to stop that here. Come on. They're really sitting here comparing the Hawk to a Girl's coin to Bitcoin. That's a rug pull. That's a scam. That's, a meme rug. That happens, in crypto, unfortunately. But that shouldn't be what they're comparing to Bitcoin. That's the farthest thing from the truth. But this just shows you how early we are. Bitcoin still has a lot of gas in the tank just for this cycle and for the future. So people aren't getting it still. And, Bitcoin's guppy moving average is showing that in short-term and long-term groups of moving averages are crossing now. And every time that this happens, like it did before, what happened then? A blast off. So look what could be happening over the next few months for Bitcoin. Bitcoin could be getting ready to go extremely parabolic to the upside. So definitely be prepared. And Josh, man, is saying by January 16th, something big is going to be coming. He's got this Empire State Building symbol here. What does he know? Is he seeing some type of gamma or short squeeze? And look here, nice seeing you on the same boat, looking for expansion on the same time period. What's your Bitcoin targets? 440K for this cycle. That's his opinion. Didn't state when it's going to end, but could we see some type of gamma short squeeze for MicroStrategy? MicroStrategy closed at 327. And if we zoom out on the charts, look at this previous peak back in 2000. Now look where we are right now. We're just sitting right above that. So could something be getting ready to blast up to the upside to go extremely parabolic for this stock? Look at the 20 moving average. You see it is almost going up vertically. And once this catches up to these candles, will these candles have that blast up to the upside, and could the next few months get extremely bullish?
The world is beginning to understand that Bitcoin is really going to be the world reserve currency. And you see what's happening in the United States, Mike. President Trump has announced he wants to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve. They want to buy 1 million Bitcoin. That would be very interesting. I think it's highly problematic for them because of the incredible debt load that the United States carries. Roughly $100 trillion in debt and unfunded liability. So that's a huge obstacle for them. But you see where these countries are going. They all have a position on Bitcoin. Germany sold their Bitcoin and they're suffering as a result of it. The United Kingdom is not Bitcoin friendly. They're suffering as a result of it. El Salvador is Bitcoin friendly and we are booming. So really the 21st century is defined by those who are getting in line with the Bitcoin protocol and what it means and what it can do for your country, and those countries that are falling by the wayside.